I have never been on Broadway before. Stepping into this theater for the first time, I felt nervous, and it's been a long time since I've really felt nervous just about performing. I think I was just really stressed about how I was going to do.
The fact that Misty is here, African-American dancer, principal ballerina at the ABT, I think that's just like a remarkable thing for us to have. I think Misty is really genuine. And when they see people who have gone through different struggles and battles in their life, and they've crossed barriers that maybe other people wish they could cross, what happens is I think they look up, she's looked up to, and she becomes like an idol for other people. That's what Misty has sort of become in America right now, because she gets to be on a Broadway stage and she is this principal at ABT. New York gets to celebrate her as a Broadway performer.
Miss Turnstiles for you!
I think it's a lot harder probably to join in the middle of a run because you haven't been there in the creation of the process in rehearsals. When we all get together and go, what is this? We dive into a script and we try to understand it the best we can and put it together and collaborate.
A typical New Yorker.
Who? Me?
She doesn't have the luxury of a longer rehearsal process. You know, when we first started, we spent 6 to 7 weeks rehearsing and getting the show together before we had our first audience. She doesn't have the longer period of time to rehearse.
Having one put in rehearsal with the full cast did not feel like enough before making my debut.
When somebody new comes into the show, right away I go back to basics and I try to look at it like it was the first day of rehearsal. Make her feel like this is her part and not someone else's that she's just stepping into. You have to stay focused. Luckily for her, she's really professional. She's very smart dancer. And but it's hard. You really have to like put your all into it, and it can be a little nerve-wracking.
And I mean it, every word.
I think she was a little nervous to just get on a Broadway stage, to sing and act and dance all together and play a role that you have to do all three things.
I have never sang in public to this extent. I mean, never on a stage, never mic'd. The singing has been my biggest concern for this show, but I think that stepping out there, I'm not meant to be a professional singer, and people aren't expecting that from me. They know that I'm a ballerina. I'm not supposed to be Mariah Carey. This role is meant to be funny when it comes to that. You know, I'm in the middle of a vocal session.
Today was the first time I really worked with her, and I was really impressed with her acting skill and her singing.
She doesn't have the longer period of time to rehearse. She's had 2 weeks of rehearsal. What we do is we teach it to her alone first, and then once she's ready to start integrating some people, we bring people in slowly. The first week was basically by herself, and then the second week we started bringing in people as she was ready for that. Today was the first with full cast and lights, and all the sets and some costumes.
She's had separate rehearsals with everybody for all her stuff. You only get one, what they call put-in with the whole cast.
The next time she's on stage, it's going to be in front of a full audience.
My biggest concern before walking out onto the stage on opening night for me was that I was going to forget the steps or forget my lines. That was the scariest thing for me. Like, sometimes you get on stage and your body does things that you don't want it to do and you don't seem to have control over.
First time with an audience and lights and costumes, all those elements put together are sort of a complicated thing for the first time for somebody. She's gonna have a lot of adrenaline, I'm assuming, but maybe not. Maybe she's more professional than I even think.
Oh, I think she's gonna find this a very welcoming, it's just a very welcoming community. You know, we're thrilled to have her.
She's been so impressive in how quick she's learned and what a beautiful dancer she is and performer and actress and singer. So we're very excited to have her, and I think that she's gonna feel a real sense of community and family, and these will be friends that she'll have for the rest of her life.
Once the show ended and the music was playing for curtain call in the bows, I was relieved, and I just felt so honored to be on a stage, sharing the stage with Tony even. I was like, I don't feel worthy to be in this incredible theater with all of these performers who have really worked their whole lives at their craft to be doing this, and I'm just kind of this ballerina thrown up here. It was just a proud moment for myself that I did something I never thought I could or would do.